Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for your Chelsea news on a Monday. Today we're going to be talking Tony Rudiger, we're going to be talking Jules Koundé, Matthijs de Ligt, Lorenzo Insigne, and we are also going to be taking a little look at Barcelona and their cunning plan once again to basically try and sign every Chelsea player there is, and I'm going to give you my semi-logical theory as to why I think this is happening, particularly a club like Barcelona who are used to selling out an 90,000 seater stadium and have been pulling attendances of 38,000 fans. Marca is one of the biggest Spanish footballing reporting newspapers, stories, online pages, and I just wonder why they might be talking about Chelsea players all the time, especially Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, Timo Werner, and Hakim Ziyech. Barcelona want all four of them? Okay, we're going to dig into that one a little bit later on. Before we get into anything though, there are two things I want to let you know about. First one, if you can hit the like button, that would be amazing. YouTube has changed its algorithm again, and it is absolutely taking a little
piddle on me from the top.
I'm sat at the bottom just being like, hello, yeah, I'd like it if you push my videos to my people. It's not doing it anymore. So if you can like the video, subscribe if you are new, turn on the notifications. Second thing, that I posted another video earlier today. It was a tier list video talking about the loan army and the buyback gang, taking a look at which players I think will be ready for Chelsea and when I think they will be in the first team squad. Without any further ado, we are going to talk a little bit about Tony Rudiger. Now, Rudiger has made some comments regarding his contract again. Every time there's an international break and Tony Rudiger speaks to any of the media in Germany, we kind of always get the same kind of vibe. We get the same kind of feeling, and that is that Tony Rudiger is A, very happy at Chelsea, B, has demands for what he believes he is worth in terms of a weekly wage, and Chelsea, until this point and still right now, have not been willing to match Tony Rudiger's demands. However, and to quote Tony Rudiger himself, he was basically saying, I am now concentrating on what is imminent. For those of you that English isn't your first language, imminent means what is just about to happen. I owe that to the club, the coach, and the team. I've always said that Chelsea is my number one contact. I'm only focused on Chelsea at the moment. We'll see what happens. Again, very, very classic Chelsea player interview answer for any kind of question. Chelsea players are incredibly well drilled when it comes to media training, and they very rarely give anything away. Chelsea like to conduct their business in as quiet a form as they possibly can, be this signing players, contract extensions, contract talks with players too. And obviously when Rudiger goes to Germany, he's got a lot of the German media asking him a lot of questions because there are talks that Rudiger might end up back at Bayern Munich. Now for me, Tony Rudiger is the best defender in Europe. I say this every single week in almost every single Chelsea news video. I think we need to offer Rudiger the money and make him stay at Chelsea Football Club. I think if we offered him the deal that he wants financially, then I think he would stay throughout the rest of his career, or at least the prime years left within Rudiger's professional footballing career. The interesting thing again is that Niklas Süle, the Bayern Munich defender whose contract does expire next summer, is being linked with us again. And Niklas Süle is more preferred on the right-hand side of a centre-back 3, if that's what we're going to go for, or on the right-hand side of a back 2. Yes, he can play right-back, which Chelsea are looking for somebody to give some competition to Reece James and Azpilicueta in that wing-back role. Niklas Süle is never going to be displacing Reece James as a wing-back. Potential option in centre-back, but again, I find it very, very hard to believe that Niklas Süle is going to be a better player than Tony Rudiger. He's 2 years younger than Antonio Rudiger, but I think Rudiger is the best in his position. He's the best for Thomas Tuchel, and I just wonder if Chelsea are going to be able to get this done. The answer from Rudiger, again, incredibly diplomatic, doesn't give anything away, but the one thing I will say is he's concentrating on the imminent, which basically means that unless Chelsea offer him the money, he's not going to deal with anything until January, and then he's free to talk to other clubs. And of course, he's going to talk to other clubs. He's going to be offered that kind of wage that he wants, and if it is for the money, then he's going to go. Simple as that. And I think at the moment, regards to Tony Rudiger, I don't think he's going to stay. I think if Chelsea wanted to time down, they'd have done it by now. It's getting too close to January. Rudiger's going to be listening to as many offers as he possibly can, and I just don't think Chelsea are going to pay it. My only concern is that we bring in a centre-back and offer what we could have offered Rudiger to a brand new centre-back. And my question about that, is there anybody as good? Is there anybody better to sign than Tony Rudiger at this moment in time? I don't think there is. Now, Chelsea are also being linked with Matthias de Ligt and, of course, Jules Koundé. Jules Koundé is also now wanted by Manchester United, which Man United defensively, they signed Varane. Varane scored 2 goals in his opening, I think, 8 appearances at Manchester United this season in the Prem. However, it's still not working. They've got Lindelof, they've got Harry Maguire, who scored for England the other day, but United are going to want to sign a top quality defender to boost the quality of their back line, and Jules Koundé is being reported as that man they are interested in. If you remember, back at the end of last summer, Chelsea bid $42.5 million for Jules Koundé. We sold Kurt Zouma. We thought we were going to be bringing in a younger player, a player who wanted to join Chelsea, who had personal terms agreed. Sevilla ended up putting their foot down, saying, nope, he's not going to Chelsea, you're not offering enough money. He's got a release clause of around 80 million euros, and Manchester United are supposedly ready to trigger that release clause. I don't think Chelsea are going to sign unless we lose both Rudiger and Christensen. I don't think we're going to sign 2 centre-backs. Nicolas Sule, on a free, would open the door for a big money move for Matthias de Ligt or a Jules Koundé. I think Chelsea, we know they wanted Koundé in the summer. Whether that is the same come January, we'll have to wait and see. Trevor Chalobah signed a new deal. No updates yet on Andreas Christensen. Rudiger still hasn't signed either. We're just going to have to see where this one goes. We move into the next story, which is an interesting one again, because Chelsea are very rarely linked with wingers who are above the age of 30 years old. Now, Lorenzo Insigne of Napoli, it's being reported by Marca again that Chelsea are after Insigne. There is a report that basically says that de Ligt, Koundé and Lorenzo Insigne are Marina Granovskaya's cunning plan to bring the title to Chelsea by signing all 3 of these players in January. Now again, I am not too familiar with Marca other than I know they are a big Spanish reporting outlet. My issue with reading into any of this right now, and of course, I'm not a journalist, I don't go digging for breaking news, I just report the news and I give my opinion on it. So if any of this you think is me trying to tell you this is going to happen, this isn't going to happen, this is not what this channel is all about. However, I do think that right now in Spain, particularly with the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona, and if you go to the homepage of Marca, they have Real Madrid and Barcelona even before Spanish football with their headlines. And I think right now, Chelsea are the champions of Europe. Barcelona are a club that cannot even fill half of their stadium right now. No one is really talking about Barcelona and Real Madrid as the big dominant footballing clubs. Yes, they're massive clubs, but they are not performing at the kind of level of the Premier League clubs right now. Chelsea, champions of Europe, top of the Premier League. I do think it is ever so slightly peculiar that all of a sudden Barcelona are linked with virtually every single attacking Chelsea player that there is. I'm surprised they haven't been linked with Lukaku yet on a loan deal or something daft like that. Just goes to show, in my opinion at least this is, that when things are not going so well in terms of getting people reading your headlines, getting people to turn up to your stadium, you've really got to chase after the clubs that everybody is talking about right now. Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea are one of the most popular, talked about clubs in the world because we're the European champions, we're top of the most prestigious league in the world, the most popular league in world football, and I just find it absolutely crazy that Barcelona can even consider that Chelsea might be willing to depart with either a Pulisic, a Werner, a Hudson-Odoi, or a Hakim Ziyech. I just don't see any of this happening. Could well be Hakim Ziyech. I think he's the only player out of all of those 4 that Barcelona are linked with that has actually even expressed in any kind of way that he might not be happy at Chelsea Football Club. He said that he's had a tough time. We know that he's not had the easiest of times or the best of times, Hakim Ziyech, since he's been at Chelsea. But being linked with someone like Christian Pulisic, he scored for the USA against Mexico the other day, lifted up his shirt saying he's the man in the mirror, and I was delighted for Christian Pulisic. Again, a video I made about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, totally taken out of context, as it often is on YouTube. I want Christian Pulisic to succeed. I want him to be at Chelsea. I believe he's an incredible talent. We've just got to see him remain fit. And I hope he does. And I think a loan move to Barcelona is not something that Chelsea will be considering. Timo Werner, don't expect it from him either. He is a striker, and if Lukaku gets injured again, that one isn't going to happen. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Lorenzo Insigne is being linked with Chelsea. I could see it if Hakim Ziyech leaves, but again, it always comes back to the same player, in my opinion. And I think if Chelsea are going to spend any money bringing a 30-year-old winger to the club, as great as Lorenzo Insigne still is, and he had a wonderful Euros, Eden Hazard was magnificent for Belgium the other day, and I would bring back Eden over anybody else virtually any day of the week. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this Chelsea news video, be sure to hit the like button. We've got a game against Leicester in 6 days' time, so throughout the course of this week, I'm going to have a few unique videos coming out for you again. Chelsea news, whenever there is news to report. I will see you all later. Come on, you Blues.